So I wanted to give you a weight loss update. I wanted to go through with you some of the things that worked this past week and some of the things that didn't work this last week, as well as give you a general overall update when it comes to my own weight loss. So what's worked this week is kind of the same things that have been working for me for a while. And that is making sure that I'm focusing on hunger, meaning I don't start eating in the morning until I get really hungry at about a 1 on a scale of 1 to 10. And then when I do get that hunger, I will opt for a smaller portion, usually around 200 to 250 calories. It's an estimate. I'm not hard and fast. I'm not overly strict with my calorie counts, but if it's between 200, 250 calories, I find that that is enough to keep me full, probably for about 3 to 4 hours. In addition to that, I make sure that those small meals are made up of primarily protein. So usually it's like 2 either hard-boiled eggs or 2 over easy eggs. Eggs are one of my favorite foods. And then on top of that, I will either have a fruit with that, like a banana, or I will have a slice of Dave's Killer Bread, which is high in fiber, which is another thing I am intentionally trying to incorporate. And then I will put some butter on it. I'll put enough butter on it to where it tastes good to me. And then I'll sprinkle just a tiny bit of cinnamon sugar on there, just a very small amount of sugar. So I don't really count it in my carb count at all. Not that I'm counting carbs, but I am keeping the sugary carbs down low. So I will do those 3 things together. And I found that when I was doing that, I lost another pound this week. Unfortunately, there were some things that didn't work for me this week. And these are the things that are causing me to kind of fluctuate up and down. And I really have to just fine tune and really make sure that I'm strictly sticking to the plan that I am trying to follow, because it's very discouraging when you keep seeing that scale go down when you're doing the right thing and seeing the scale go up when you're doing the wrong thing. But I really want to get to a point where I'm consistently losing weight. So what are those 2 things? Well, the first thing is, unfortunately, there are times when we have certain things that just make it more challenging and more difficult for us to stay on the program. This last week, I was on my monthly cycle. And unfortunately, there's a few reasons why that does not help me with weight loss. The first one is psychologically, mentally, I am just drained. I tend to be more moody or hormonal, and I just don't even really feel like myself. That makes it really hard from an emotional standpoint to not allow myself to indulge more in comfort foods, or just to say, you know what, I don't have the energy to really hyper focus on what I'm eating. It's not necessarily true. I think it's just a choice, but I do tend to give myself permission more during these times to kind of go off the plan, which is not a good thing, but it is a real thing. And so I try to have grace with myself during that time, because I know it's only going to be a few days. And realistically, if I followed my plan the rest of the time, then I should be able to still lose weight the rest of the month. Now, the other thing is, I feel like for me, my body definitely retains more water during that time. I feel like from a bowel standpoint, my body tends to hold on to things longer without getting rid of it. And so those 2 things will kind of cause your weight to fluctuate up, even though you aren't truly gaining any fat or weight, but you are seeing the numbers go up on the scale. So again, during that time, I just give myself grace. We're going to have times where we are going to go off plan. I don't think it's realistic to think that we're always going to be 100% following whatever plan we're on, but I am trying to use it as a learning tool to get ahead of it and next time say, okay, what could I do next time to do better with this? Or even remind myself when I'm not having that challenging time, hey, this is a good time for me to be really, really focused and put my energy toward this so that I can get those gains, so that when that time does come, it's okay for me to sit back for a little bit, a couple days, and just allow myself the emotions and the physical sensations that I have to deal with during that time. Now there was a second issue that I had this last week, and I tend to have this every other week. It's something that comes up every other week, and that is I start to run out of food in the house. So my husband goes grocery shopping on Saturdays. When it gets to be Saturday morning, we're literally almost out of the kinds of foods that I eat on my plan. We're running out of eggs. We're running out of just different items that I use, vegetables in my meals. And so that I'm more likely to just say, oh, forget it. I'll just go and eat this bag of chips that's sitting here or anything that's available because I'm kind of running out of those staple foods that I have. So again, I've just got to plan for this. I've got to figure out a way to where that's not happening to me. I need to have it in the front of my mind. Okay, tomorrow's Saturday. What's my plan going to be tomorrow when we don't have the usual foods that I have? Like maybe I could go pick up some groceries in the middle of the week, which I can do. I can plan to do that and make sure that I'm prepared for Saturday so that I'm not running out of food and I can stay on my plan a lot easier. So if you're new to my channel, then I'll just let you know that recently in January, I was able to lose my first 10 pounds in a month when nothing else was working for me. And I did a complete video on that I'm going to put up here right after this. You can check that out, and it just walks through with you exactly what I did and what plan I followed to lose those 10 pounds. Let me know down in the comments what type of weight loss or health related videos you'd like me to do. And I will see you guys all in the next video.